You want pantry prep ideas? I got you. Hey everyone, Morgan here. So while food storage is very much about what you eat, I wanted to give you some ideas on what you could be stocking up on. And if you see anything here that you're like, you know what, I do eat a lot of that, then go ahead and stock up on it, okay? And if there's anything here that you're like, oh, I don't eat that brand, who cares? Find a brand that you do eat, okay? We're not talking about brand names here or anything like that. We are talking about the actual essence of the food, okay? So here we go. The first one that I'm holding here is coffee and teas. Coffee, you can put in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber to make it last much longer. Instant coffee is good too. I like to buy the tins like this, especially from Kirkland, and you just leave it sealed like that in the tin and it's good to go. And then once I open it, you know, obviously I use it. Rice, of course. Rice is a really big one. We actually eat quite a bit of rice in this house, so I keep tons of Mylar bags of rice. I also keep it in a bucket that I use for my everyday pantry. So rice. Beans. We like beans. I like not just dry beans, but I also get lots of canned beans. Our favorite beans are pinto beans and black beans. That's what we eat the most, so that's what I store a lot of. I store a ton of dry beans in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, and I store a ton of canned beans for everyday and my short-term layer. So it's both. It's not an either or. Chicken broth. Chicken broth is an amazing addition to your pantry, whether you can't yourself or buy it from the store. I like to get the reduced sodium, you know, whatever. You can cook rice in this. You can cook pasta in this. Of course, you can use it for soups. You know, like chicken broth is just amazing for so many different things. I stock up on a ton of canned chicken broth. Breadcrumbs. I like to stock up on breadcrumbs because even though I can make breadcrumbs, okay, it's very easy to make your own breadcrumbs, I like to stock up on it because it's a dry food. I can put this in Mylar bags with an oxygen absorber and it'll last a really long time. And then I just use this in my everyday pantry for so many different things. So I have a lot of breadcrumbs. Dry milk. There are lots of reasons why I want dry milk. In fact, I freeze dry my own milk. I used to buy it, but now I freeze dry it myself because I have a freeze dryer, but you can buy it. The non-fat dry milk is going to last longer than whole fat dry milk. This will last, 25 plus years, the non-fat and the whole milk, anywhere from 5 to 10 years in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber. It's just the fat content, that kind of thing. We do not drink powdered milk. We use it for baking or cooking needs. You just rehydrate it and use it for whatever baking or cooking needs. And something that I'm not showing here, but powdered eggs, something that is essential for every pantry to have or prepper to have. If you eat a lot of eggs, buy the powdered eggs. You can use powdered eggs the way that you would use them for just making scrambled eggs or cooking or baking. You can use freeze-dried powdered eggs for so many different things. Soups, of course. Soups are a fantastic pantry option if you like soups. Definitely stock up on them. We don't eat a ton of soups, so I don't stock up a ton on soups, but there are definitely soups in our pantry. Soup. I don't know, I felt like I said soups a lot, so soup. Pizza dough. Yes, making pizza dough from scratch is super easy. Whether it's with yeast or no yeast, you could make an amazing pizza dough with or without yeast. Super easy. It's basically just like salt and flour and water. That's basically what it is. But I like to just have some in my pantry for just a really quick, like I just want to add water and get going. I don't want to mess with the whole scratch, but I do make it from scratch as well. And you should learn how to make it from scratch, but it's good to have both options. On that note, I actually don't have any, but if you consume pancakes or you want pancakes, the just add water pancakes are a really good addition to your pantry. For your everyday pantry, it's just a nice quick way. Yes, making pancakes from scratch is also super simple and that's all we do here, but sometimes it's nice to have that just ready to go. Just add water, especially for like emergency purposes where you don't want to spend all this time making it. You can just add the water and go. Stovetop. Oh yeah, you can definitely make stuffing from scratch and it's not hard, but it's nice to have some stuffing on hand. You can put this in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber and it'll be good for a long time. It's just dried ingredients and you just add water. Boom! Spices, all the spices. We have a ton of garlic, onion, all kinds of spices. Canned vegetables of any kind, every kind. We love canned vegetables. We don't eat it like regularly. We eat a lot of fresh vegetables, but having canned vegetables on hand are just so handy, especially when you're making stuff like goulash and stuff. You can just throw a can of mixed veggies in there, boom, done, right? So super easy. Speaking of goulash, any type of pasta sauce, red sauce, Alfredo sauce, baking powder and baking soda. So I have a lot of baking soda. I use that for baking powder as well. You can also make your own baking powder by mixing baking soda and what was it? I'm going to put it on the screen here. I'm blanking right now. But yeah, you can make your own baking powder super easy. Baking soda never goes bad. Just put it in a Mylar bag with no oxygen absorber, or just keep it in its original package and just keep it away from moisture, because we use baking soda a lot. So I have both. I have it in Mylar and I have it for my everyday pantry. Where am I here? Okay. Any kind of canned meats or canned tunas, salmons, any kind of canned beef, there's all spam, whatever you want, right? There's all kinds of canned meats. Pasta lasts forever. You can also make pasta so easy at home. Of course, having dried pasta, you can put it in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber, boom! And then of course have it in your everyday pantry. But you know what? You can also store boxed mac and cheese. Those packets of cheese in here, they'll be good forever as long as they don't get wet or moist, or they're not in a moist environment and they stay sealed. This whole thing can last forever. And all you have to do is, you don't even need fresh butter and milk. You can use the powdered butter, and you can also use, did I call this powdered butter? I meant powdered milk and then powdered butter. This is the actual powdered butter. You can use this to make the mac and cheese. Super simple. I want to mention salt all by itself, because you need to stock up on salt. Even if you don't use it a ton, salt is a commodity. People have gone to war over salt, okay? We don't use salt like all the time, and salt is not the devil, okay? It's just not. Overconsumption of anything is the devil, not salt just by itself. So get whatever salt you want, sea salt, pink Himalayan, regular table salt, whatever. Stock it, keep it away from moisture. You can put this in Mylar bags and call it good, and then just use it for your everyday, okay? Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. So we do eat and stock up on the Jif, okay? I know it's like a big taboo because it's just oil. Okay, whatever. Okay, stock up on whatever you want. Was that the baby? Stock up on whatever brand you want, whatever kind you want. You want to use the natural for your everyday, like the Urban Prepper was saying. Use the natural peanut butter for your everyday. That was her. Okay, she's fine. Use the natural peanut butter for like your everyday eating, right? And then use the Jif for the stuff that you're going to stock up on, because this has a really good shelf life. You can't have peanut butter without Nutella, okay? It's like a staple. You probably can have peanut butter without Nutella, but we like Nutella. We don't eat it like a ton, but we have it. I like it. The kids like it. It's not like the healthiest thing for you, but it adds a little something to your peanut butter if that's what you so choose. Maple syrup, get the real maple syrup. I am sick and tired of seeing maple syrup that's not maple syrup. That is just sugar and water. I hate it. What? Why? Why are we like this as a society? We have beautiful, pure maple syrup, and you're gonna feed me sugar water? It's disgusting. Stop it. Flour. Ground flour can be good in Mylar bags with an oxygen absorber for about 2 to 5 years, okay? But you can get wheat berries that you can put in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber and learn how to grind it. When you grind the wheat berries, it needs to be used right then and there. So you're only grinding for exactly what you need. You're not grinding to store long term, right? They have stuff in the store-bought ones that help preserve it so that it doesn't go rancid. So when you grind your own wheat berries and stuff like that, you have to use it right away. So anyway, but you can stock up on those wheat berries and have them in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber for like 20 or so years or whatever. Oats. I love oats. Any kind of oats, whether it's steel cut, quick oats, whatever. The only thing is, you know, whenever you see steel cut, that just means it's a little thicker cut. When quick oats, it's just a thinner cut so that they cook faster. That's literally the difference. People don't quite understand that. They think like steel cut is like a higher quality. Nope, it's just a little bit thicker cut. That's literally it, okay? And then regular old-fashioned oats, again, are just like a little thicker, so they don't cook as quick as quick oats, okay? But I love all types of oats, whatever you want. The quick oats will store as long as any other oats, okay? Put it in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber and store it. Honey, the nectar of the gods. Honey is great. Honey, even though it crystallizes, I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but even when you see it crystallizing like this, like it is, I don't know if you can really see that, but it's crystallizing in here because that's just what honey does. That does not mean it's going bad. All you do is you can even like cut this open, put it in like a glass jar, and just heat it over a little bit of water in a double boiler, and it'll melt right back down and you can use it perfectly good again. It just gets a little chunky like this, but yeah, just melt all that good crystallization down. You're good to go. I think this is the last thing I want to talk about. I'm probably forgetting like a million things, but these are just like ideas, you know? This is just stuff that's like, hey, I don't know what to store. What should I store? Well, these are the ideas. Oil, and specifically olive oil. I store olive oil and coconut oil. Olive oil and coconut oil, they go in the freezer until I'm ready to use them. Then I will take it out. And then once you're using it for like your everyday purposes, this oil is fine on the shelf for, I don't know, a year or two. When you're not using it, go ahead and throw them in the freezer or in the fridge even, but I like to throw them in the freezer, and they are perfectly good in the freezer, and then just take them out and use them. Oh my gosh, I almost did forget one. Fruit, any sort of canned fruit. I love canned fruit. Our household loves canned fruit. This is just a staple. Whether you can it yourself or buy the canned fruit is great. We also freeze dry a ton of fruit. But yeah, we love any type of fruit that we can have in this house because, we don't grow a ton of fruit. It's a little challenging right now, especially being in an urban area where I don't have like an orchard or anything set up like that. I can grow veggies, but fruit is a little bit more challenging. So we do store a lot of fruit, but we also rotate it. That is the trick with your pantry. You need to be using and rotating like I talked about in a previous video. That's the key to the success for your pantry and for your long-term, everyday and short-term layers is to rotate. Make sure that you replace first in, first out, and all that good stuff. And oh my God, I almost forgot to mention popcorn. Oh, we have a ton of popcorn. Not the microwavable popcorn. Of course, if you were to just take the kernels out of this bag, you could make it, a traditional way. But I stockpile a lot of just popcorn kernels and just like dry corn as well, so. The very last thing, eat what you store and store what you eat. Be sure to download that 30-day to ready workbook that is a companion to this whole series. Thank you all so much for watching Conquer Tomorrow by Preparing Today. I'll talk to you later. Bye.